Introducing the Dell Optiplex 170L. It is not the GX280. Look right here, it says 170L. And yet, despite this, it's basically just like the GX280, except it has a Celeron D, as you can see. It also had a Windows XP sticker, but someone might have removed it. I don't know. Regardless, it's a Dell that sits on a desk with the monitor on top, and you use it like how you use every other computers back in the mid-2000s. Unfortunately, this thing has some problems. Well, this is a problem, but first, it's really easy to open. Here's the real problem, however. There's no power supply. Why? Well, because the original power supply has been servicing this thing for 20 years, along with some other computers for some reason. Yeah, after 20 years, it finally died. So, we're going to be using this 600 watt power supply. Why? Because it's the only power supply I have that isn't in use by other systems. And that's it. Those are the only problems with this system. Well, as you can see, I'm using SATA over IDE because I just thought it would be faster. You would realize that it's not really that different. Anyways, on to plug in the power supply. Oh my gosh, this is... There we go. And of course, this thing is like a desktop computer. You just need to plug this in. Are there any bloated capacitors? Well, I don't see one, but they're definitely the original capacitors, so one day they might expand or something. I wish I could fix that, but right now it doesn't seem like a severe problem, so who cares? You're gonna have to plug in the hard drive too, you know. Alright, now to flip the switch. Done. As you can see right here, the LED is on. That means the motherboard is receiving power, and therefore the system should work. Well, before we power on the system, let me make some changes to my Dell monitor. Alright, now to power it on. The power button is right here. Alright, as you can see, this thing's an Intel Celeron, which I already mentioned earlier. It's a Celeron D. It also has 512 megabyte of memory RAM, in dual channel at least. Otherwise, it would have been bad. It also runs Windows XP directly from this hard drive. No problems. Oh right, for some reason automatic login is disabled. There's no password. Yeah, there's the registry. Did I forget to select yes or something? Well, anyways, this thing works perfectly fine. Like, there's no slowdown or anything. Just perfect. Or not. Yeah, the CD drive struggles to eject in a weird angle. Yeah, whatever. Works perfectly fine to me. Anyways. Alright, so the upgrades I want to do with this system is first the CPU, then the RAM. Well, first the RAM, then the CPU, and then we'll add an Ethernet card. Even though this thing has built-in Ethernet, it's 10100. The Ethernet card I have is gigabit, though it's missing its bracket because I had to remove it, or else it won't fit here. Yeah, the bracket is for a bigger case. Well, anyways, moving on. First and foremost, we gotta disconnect it from power, because you obviously don't want to interfere with it. Alright, now to remove the RAM sticks. 256 megabyte at DDR400. Yeah, I saw in the BIOS is running at 333. Whatever. What about this one? Is it different? It's not. Okay, whatever. Alright, so the new RAM sticks are these. Oh wait, one is in the wrong way. Oh, it's not. Never mind. They're two different RAM sticks. Dang it. Whatever. Two different RAM sticks won't change anything, will it? Gonna install these. Oh, did I put it in the wrong way? Yeah, let me put it the right way then. First one in. Second one in. Now let's test it. Aha, it works. Every time I change the amount of memory RAM this thing has, it complains about it. But regardless, it works. 2 gigabyte. though it's still running at 333, but it's still dual channel, so who cares? Windows XP. Alright, that's done. Now let's see if Windows XP sees it. 2 GB. So Windows XP does indeed see the 2 GB. But does it fully work? There's only one way to test it. Okay, never mind. There are better ways to test it, but I can only think of this one for now. And then copy and paste 0101, because the more you copy, the more memory it uses. You might not realize it, but you can use so much memory RAM using just Notepad. Though nobody does that because, first of all, look at this. Every time I paste, it increases the memory usage. Okay, maybe there's a better way to fill up the memory RAM. I would open like a web browser like Supervia, but I'm not connected to the internet, and I don't feel like connected to the internet, so yeah, you know what? I can't think of one, so guess we'll just leave it at that until the system finally crashes due to a memory error or something. So yeah, I guess memory upgrade is complete. You know what's next now. Alright, so to upgrade the CPU, you're gonna remove these 2 screws that attaches the fan. You know, the blower style fan that's concerningly silent. You're gonna remove it. And this is a heatsink, which is pretty warm. Now I'm gonna find a way to remove it. Oh, I managed to. What the fuck? It's barely any thermal paste. Okay. Guess we'll have to repaste it. Out of your way. This is the Celeron D that was originally on the system. To pull it out, the Pentium 4. But you can barely tell due to it being very scratched up. But I managed to read it as a Pentium 4 running at 3 GHz. So let's see if the system is perfectly capable of handling such a CPU. The pins are all fine. Now to place in the CPU. Uh-oh, it better not be bent. Okay, so I was wrong. The pins are indeed bent. Attempt 2. It's still not going in. Please get in. Please get in. Please get in. Uh-oh, it's not going in. Alright, after trial and error, I finally got it in. Now, I'll just clean this off first, because, one thing that bothers me about these CPUs is that they have a hole right here. What is it for? And what does it even do? Besides, what is the point of it? Because they get covered with thermal paste anyways. Anyways, to put thermal paste in it, yeah, this is my thermal paste. It's totally real thermal paste and not some cheap one from AliExpress. Feel free to laugh at my thermal paste application. It doesn't matter how I inserted it, it'll work regardless, so... Done. Alright, to install the heatsink. Done. Now to install the fan. Done. Alright, we got ourselves a new problem. The power supply is not powering the boat. Oh, I forgot to plug this in. Fucker forgot to plug in the power supply to the motherboard. There we go, now the LED lights up. Alright, it posts. Intel Pentium 4 at 1.6. What in the fuck? 1.6? That's hyper-threading? What? CPU speed is at normal, yet this is not even the full speed. But we do have hyper-threading, so let's enable that, I guess. Alright, so it does boot. Oh, what the fuck? Now it's installing the driver for a processor. Okay. Okay, now it wants me to reboot. Fine. I'm really disappointed. It seems to be running like 800 megahertz less than the original processor. Not only that, it's being recognized as genuine Intel instead of a Pentium 4, which is even weirder. But we do have hyper-threading. But that doesn't make it up for the fact it's running at 1.6 instead of 3.2. Guess the system wasn't prepared for a 3.2 gigahertz processor. It still feels fast though that might just be me. I forgot to install games, so this will have to do. Did I change the controls of this game? Because the controls be setting to something weird. No, I already changed it. Okay, never mind. Oh, dang it. Whatever. Pinball works. What else do you want? I don't know. A fast Windows XP computer? Why do you need that? This thing's perfect to run video games anyway, isn't it? I mean, fine. It got Intel Extreme Graphics, which is not as extreme as you think it sounds like. But it works, so... What? 75 hertz? And it works? That's weird. 75 hertz? Are you sure it's at 75 hertz? Well, let's check. It is at 75 hertz! Whatever, nonsense out of the way. At least it works. Last upgrade. Network card. Will it fit? Well, of course it does fit. Though it'll be better if I had a bracket for this thing, cause yeah. Oh, it already recognized it? That's surprising. I thought I had to install drivers. Huh. Maybe I have put this card in before. Why wasn't it in the system anymore? Maybe I was experimenting with it? I don't know. I haven't touched the system in a year, but hey, at least it works. I'm not gonna test it though, because I don't feel like connecting to the internet again. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should. Alright, to plug it in. Oh, the cable's too short. Alright, it's in. And it works. Aha, got an IP address. And it's a gigabit too. Alright, now we can browse the internet using SuperVM or MyPal. MyPal is better. Alright, is it fast or slow? You already loaded DuckDuckGo. Okay. Fine, let's use DuckDuckGo. The CPU is already a bottleneck. You even find they're threading. Not responding. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. I don't know, let's try watching YouTube. I typed YouTube. What? Why do you open multiple tabs? I didn't do that. Alright, it registered the fact that I typed YouTube. Now we press the search button. Alright, it finally loaded the page. Actually, almost. Now let's go to YouTube and see if YouTube will at least update your browser. It doesn't matter. Every time I click remind me later, it just comes back to this page. And yeah, I know this because the browser selection just keeps on shuffling. Also, they're still using the old Firefox and Chromium logo. Well, guess we can't watch YouTube. Unless we use a different browser, that is. Alright, now to do the same thing, let's type youtube.com this time. I don't know, seems faster than MyPal, where it just froze twice. This one, it's just slow. Oh, YouTube is actually loading? Before accessing YouTube, please let us know if you want to use cookies or not. For some reason, it's all in French. Doesn't matter. We're here to watch like just one video, just to see if it can watch a video, that is. Ah yes, Costa Rica 4K 60 FPS HDR Ultra HD. Everyone's favorite video to watch. Oh wow, I got an advanced antivirus ad, and for some reason you couldn't even play the video. Whatever. Skip. What is this? Oh, it's another ad, never mind. Does YouTube really expect its users to use the fastest, highest end computers to play videos? And despite the long loading times, the video plays smoothly. At 240p, that is. Also, never mind about saying smoothly, the audio cuts off at some point. Let's be honest, we're here for testing our screens. I'm here to test this computer's capabilities. Testing unlimited 5G internet. People will come here. 1. Test phone. 2. test internet. 3, test monitor. 4, test CPU GPU. I'm the 4th one. Edit. Oh god, thank you for 400 likes. You're welcome. Anyways, that's enough YouTube for today. Let's shut this thing down. Wow, it is still fast despite everything. Well, I guess that's everything. Oh man, if only I did more than this.